525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? 525,600 minutes. 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, and strife. In 525,600 minutes, how do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to land, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In the truth that she learned, or the times that he cried, in the bridges he burned, or the way that she died. It's time now to sing out, the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember the year in the life of friends. Remember that love. Remember that love. Remember that love. Measured in love. Seasons of love, seasons of love, seasons of
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments, so dear. 525,600 minutes.
seasons of
How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife.
seasons of
525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in life?
how about love? Remember that love. Remember that love. Measured in love.
Good morning. Excited to be here with you again. My name is Elisa Ravencroft. I'm the resident tech consultant here and a member of the RWT committee, which is dedicated to the idea of intentional inclusivity here at First Unitarian. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am a shorter trans woman, somewhere in my 40s. Somewhere, okay? Who is wearing as much purple as I was going to be the only one wearing purple today. I don't know what the bell choir is doing. I was not warned about this, so. Like to thank the members of the Oklahoma Action Chorus for being here with us today, and for giving. I love y'all. And for giving me a musical home during these kind of scary times. And to our staff and volunteers that make today's service possible, I appreciate all of you. To everyone here now, watching on the live stream, and to those who watch later, I thank each and every one of you for this time. I understand we have an announcement, and I'd like to invite Jessica Lothrop up to fill us in.
Hi, my name is Jessica Lothrop. I am a medium-sized woman who uses she, her pronouns, and I am dressed in a Girl Scout shirt with a rainbow neckerchief that has a friendship knot in it, because we had World Thinking Day yesterday in our service unit, and it was a lot of fun, and we got to share the country Germany with everybody. I am going to be talking about a an intergenerational event that we have had in this church for quite some time. It used to be called Mystery Friends, but I have done a little bit of a rebrand and named it Undercover Unitarians. It's got a little bit of a spy theme to it now, but this is an event for everybody in the church. Everyone, parents, children, single people, everyone can participate. There's an online form for you to use to fill out so that you can give me your information so that I can match you up with somebody else in the church. And you will be exchanging messages with each other, completely blind. You will be assigned a famous Unitarian person, and there will be a cubby for you to leave messages in under that famous Unitarian's name. And the person that you're exchanging messages with will pick up those messages, vice versa. There will be a online method for you to use in case you can't be here at church one week. You can email in to me the message that you want to send to your fellow spy, and I will put it in the cubby for you. This is my first time doing this, so give me a little grace. Any person who can't do the digital sign-up form, there will be a paper sign-up form in Daniel Hall after church. And I hope that everybody has so much fun with this. We're going to do it for 5 weeks until March 15th, and then there'll be a little reveal to each other using a secret code that we're going to come up with together. So it'll be so much fun, and I hope you all join us.
And now to all of you, welcome. May you know that today here that you are seen, you are heard, and you are loved. And now we have a moment to get up and share our welcome with those around us. I believe Amelia will rein us in with some bells at some point, but just, take this moment to, those of you online, feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat and, greet those around you and let everyone know that they're welcome here today, because that's kind of important. That's why we're here. Going nice.
Good morning. I'm Larry Little, honored to be your worship associate here today. My personal pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a short 77-year-old man of Irish descent wearing a bold purple shirt, also a member of the RWT. And now as we light our chalice, we invite those viewing online to light a candle or chalice at home as we light ours here. Our chalice is lit today by Ramona Diaz, director of the Oklahoma Action Course, who performed earlier and will again later in the service. We light this chalice in Midtown Oklahoma City on land that was home to First Americans, including the Apache, Caddo, and Wichita, on land that was taken from the Muskogee and Seminole and other removed and relocated peoples. The burning chalice represents the light of love, the fires of justice, and the flame of hope. I invite the congregation to join me in reading our covenant. The words can be found in the order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to call one another.
Thank you all for being here, for listening, for being in community with us today. This past week, it has seemed cold, both physical and emotional cold weighing on all of us because of the ice. But here and now, in this place together, we can be with each other, we can listen to each other, we can see each other for every beauty and every flaw, because no matter what has happened, no matter the threat or the atrocity, we are still here. Our opening hymn is number 396 in the gray hymnal. I Know This Rose Will Open. Oh, please rise in body or spirit. Did I say that right? I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. If you would join me in a spirit of prayer and meditation, I have a prayer for hopelessness by Audette Fulbright Folsom. The days that come and carry away your spirit, your spark, bow down. Lay your head on the hard earth and let your brokenness join death that is stirring there. Life rebels against death, takes the very dust of our bones and reweaves it into our glory. And you were made for life. And life does not intend to let you go, but rest you can. Decay and falling away from ourselves are part of the process. If you need to fall apart, then do, for life will hold you in that too. We'll teach you how to desiccate and blow away, and then we'll call you back from the four corners of the earth. And we'll renew you with the water of the tears of others who like you weep for all that is lost. She will breathe back into you the breath that washes from the mouths of children laughing. From the lion's roar, from the exhalation of trees, you will be reborn into the arms of beloveds. And together, we will sing a new song. Time for all ages. And this doesn't feel right. First of all, I'm not nearly tall enough for this, but okay. Because time for all ages are over here, right? It's the rule. It's how it's done. Okay. So I wanted to tell a story today, and I am not an artist. I loved when we had the pictures up there. I can't draw, so I needed something to tell my story. I found plushies. So we're going to use some plushies for our story here. I guess the part of me for the moment is going to be played by a rainbow cat. I can be a rainbow cat, that's fine. Now, we're going to name our rainbow cat Mosaic. And Mosaic had been a little scared lately because they're rainbows. They're very colorful. And sometimes being rainbows and colorful right now doesn't feel safe. Some people say you shouldn't be rainbow colored. Some people you should have very plain fur and be a normal looking cat. And slowly Mosaic stopped feeling colorful. And she didn't feel like it was okay. So she started looking like a plain cat because that was safer. So Mosaic wasn't colorful anymore. But Mosaic wasn't happy. So they went looking for friends. And they found this choir. And in this choir was this friend named Moth. Now, I don't own a plush moth. I looked. I asked friends if they had a plush. No one has a plush moth. So Moth will be played by several stand-in characters. For the moment, the puppy. Because Moth was a member of this choir, and Moth was a really good singer. He sings really good. And Moth is brave, and he's strong. He wrestles, and he does roller derby. But the neatest thing about this moth was pink. I've seen moths before. I've seen lots of moths. Gray moths and black moths and brown moths. I've never seen a pink moth. But this moth is pink. Every day when we see Moth, they've got pink decorations and their wings are pretty. And, you know, there were probably people that told Moth that he wasn't supposed to be pink. Tell Moth that his colors are supposed to be plain. Or tell Moth that maybe pink means Moth is something else. Maybe they don't treat Moth like him because he's pink. But Moth keeps showing up every day. And it started to make Mosaic realize it's like Moth was so brave. And it made them feel a little more confident. And they started to think that, well, maybe it was okay. Maybe being colorful is okay. Because Moth kept showing up in different pink outfits. And if Moth was okay coming in all their pink, then maybe it was okay for us to be colorful too. Maybe it was okay for Mosaic to be rainbows. In fact, maybe it was even okay for them to shine. And Mosaic finally felt it was safe because this moth was pink.
And now's the part where we sing the children out.
Let's see, we're doing a different song this time. I haven't seen this one. What's the number?
How could anyone, 1050?
1053 in the Teal Hymnal to sing the children to their classes and the volunteers. Could anyone ever tell you you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is amazing?
Oh my goodness, what a time to do a reflection. I'm going to try and keep this focused on why we are still here together today in this wonderful place of collective love and life. When thinking about what binds us together, my mind unfortunately goes to what we are collectively resisting in America today, which in these maddening times of transphobia, homophobia, xenophobia, Islamophobia, racism, anti-Semitism, not-so-Christian white nationalism, an authoritarian police state, ageism, ableism, white supremacy, patriarchal chauvinism, jingoism, alternative facts, and anti-science is not just kind of overwhelming, it is totally overwhelming. I do and will continue resisting these things which attempt to tear us down and apart. I refuse to normalize them. All of these isms are opposed to my Unitarian Universalist faith. In my reflection here today, I stand simply as an ally working on becoming an accomplice for all those who hold fast to our shared common values, including our Interfaith Alliance and Oklahoma Faith Network partners, those whose faith lies in humanism, paganism, atheism, and agnosticism, as well as those leading social justice groups and causes, especially those providing life's necessities for the targeted, the marginalized and demonized, and the increasingly detained, disappeared, and murdered. We are here to affirm our collective commitment to each other, to be allies to and for each other, holding fast to our shared common values of J, justice, working to be a more inclusive, diverse, multicultural, beloved community. E, equity, declaring that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion where all feel welcome. T, transformation, where we all adapt and thrive in an ever-changing and increasingly terrifying world. P, pluralism, recognizing that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, genders, and theology. I, interdependence, honoring the interdependent web of all existence. G, generosity, cultivating a spirit of gratitude and hope. Of these, justice is my favorite, all centered around love. These Unitarian Universalist values that we share call us to resist, and that requires us to be resilient. Namaste, amen, and blessed be. And now, call to offering. Generosity is a spiritual practice that we embrace every Sunday when we take an offering. All the cash and designated checks are distributed directly to an external nonprofit organization doing good work in the world. Our Change for Change recipient for the month of February is the Sparrow Project. Sparrow's purpose is to specifically serve the refugee community. We are committed to welcoming new neighbors by connecting them with relationships, resources, and learning opportunities to make Oklahoma City a place of belonging. Their first and most important work is to create the most welcoming city to newly arriving refugees. They work to ensure every new neighbor is known and feels connected to the larger Oklahoma City community. In addition, they offer resources and learning opportunities that help in practical transition to Oklahoma. Their four main focus areas of support are supporting students, resourcing adults, partnering with refugee community leaders, and educating our city on issues affecting refugees. As we enjoy the offertory music, our ushers will pass the offering plate in the sanctuary. Online, you can make a gift through the 1UC website or send a check to First Unitarian. Just write Change for Change on the memo line. Would the ushers please come forward and receive the offering?
I love Martina, appena zata. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. I love Martina, appena zata. In risai ami toccanda. Per Franklin Zetti, e le zanzare. Oh, bella ciao, 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 le fraghe insetti e le zanzare, un lavoro mi tocca far. Oh, mamma mia, oh, che tormento, oh, bella ciao, 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 mamma mia, oh, che tormento, io ti invoco di domani, ma verrà un giorno che tutte quante, oh bella ciao, 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 ma verrà un giorno che tutte quante lavoreremo in libertà.
So I got in here and I looked at this section. We have a responsive reading with no responses to the reading. So I think I get to use executive function and just veto that section. We can skip that for time? Is that okay? Is anyone going to light me on fire for skipping a reading? No, okay. Just making sure. Larry, I know you wanted to. Well, in that case, if we're skipping the reading, that means the next thing up is the anthem for the bell choir. So I'd like to welcome the bell choir up there. Though I may speak with bravest fire and have the gift to all inspire and have not love, my words are vain as sounding brass and hopeless gain. Though I may give all I possess and striving so my love profess, but not begin by love with thee, the prophet soon turn strangely thin. Come, Spirit, come, our hearts control, our spirits long to be made whole. Let inward love guide every deed. By this we work ship and are free. I am never going to catch my breath. It's not going to happen. So why don't we just take that right here? Why don't we just take a moment to have a breath here? I like that idea. This is the part where they like to do meditation. I am not very meditative. If left alone with the thoughts in my head, they argue with each other. So we're just going to try to breathe. So we're going to breathe in for 4 and out for 4. I'm not going to do out for 12. Choir director, we do not have the breath support for that. So I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down for 4. Ready? Breathe with me, please. 1. Never breathe into a microphone. I feel powerful now. Okay, those are the deepest breaths I will get all day. Well, good afternoon. The first time I was ever in this spot, I definitely made a joke about how little sense it makes for me to be up here. So we'll jump straight to the part where I just admit really difficult, honest things to you. I'm overwhelmed. It's overwhelming. At this point, I've been in this congregation for about 10 years, 3 years as myself. In that time, I think we've been through about 7 ministers, 5 U.S. presidencies, at least 3 choir directors, 1 pandemic, wars, active violence that's never stopped coming up with new ways to be justified. Since that last election, a lot of things were difficult for many of us. I mean, everything, financial difficulties, relationships, fear of safety. You know, what started in attempts to control people's bodily autonomy through hateful legislation escalates into full-scale invasions of our cities and other countries. Things have gotten truly frightening. And there are times when we want to just close our eyes and hide away from all of it, but we can't. Because we are still here. Since the beginning of the current administration, according to the ACLU, at least 616 anti-LGBTQ bills were introduced in state legislatures, and this is actually already out of date, and I wrote this on Wednesday. At the state level, in the first half of 2025 alone, 37 states enacted 104 different anti-immigration related laws. Republican-led states accounting for roughly 3/4 of these. They attack our rights to health care using control over insurance providers. Medical professionals become the targets of attack for providing life-saving care, whether that's reproductive care or hormones. Private medical information of young people was requested from hospitals, and funding was threatened from those who dared not to keep their oath, do no harm. Because abortion access and gender-affirming care are respected best medical practice, despite what one particular news channel might claim. But we're still here. At least 20 states have attempted to pass laws specifically to restrict the rights of 2S LGBTQIA people, with the rights of health care of trans being amongst the biggest targets of legislation. Bathroom bans that prove not only impossible to ethically impose, but endanger the safety of anyone who doesn't fit a very specific idea of man or woman. Bans against sports, despite science proving no advantage, because clearly we're too strong to compete in sports. And then bans in the military, despite clear records of service where we're clearly too weak to serve in the military. They go so far as to brand trans people as radical terrorists when they start killing each other, a tactic they will repeat on anyone who doesn't agree with them. They justify war crimes for invading countries. They fabricate frauds to invade cities. And anyone who stands up is labeled dangerous. But we're still here. Because then the winter came, and with it, the ice. And I don't think I can watch another video, honestly, at this point, and even talking to it is starting to get to the point where the emotions are raw. But we also can't stop talking about it. Recently, I was talking with somebody I care about, and they were telling me how they saw all the videos and they did their own research, and this mother got what was coming to her, and it hurt. Because I started questions like, well, what do we do? Do we just cut these people out who, the propaganda has clearly worked? And it's like, it's affected their ability to feel empathy for people. And it feels like that will wear on you at times. That will break you if you give it long enough. But we're still here. Families are being torn apart. People are being kidnapped from their homes. In the streets. When people try to speak up, they've been hurt, they've been killed. The videos fill every For You page, every feed, every reel, every clip, another angle from another story about how bad things have gotten, about the people coming to stand up against it, about the lives that have been lost. And they want to build detention centers, and they want to build data centers. They want to house your people, they want to house your data, all while taking your power and your water. And then at the same time driving businesses away with these policies that basically restrict all of our freedoms because of some vision of morality that I don't understand. Because a vision of morality that involves hurting people that are different doesn't make sense to me. Because I look pretty different. But we're still here. There is hope. Too. There's absolutely hope. Some of my favorite stories recently, the communities in Florida who were first forced to remove the beautiful rainbow crosswalk displays due to the lawmakers. In St. Petersburg, they responded by painting the bike racks instead. At Key West, St. Petersburg, they were painting the sidewalks. Key West painted the bike racks. And another one in Texas decided to paint the very steps of the church itself. Because rainbows are beautiful. And even if some people really want to try and scrub all the colors away from the world, we're still here. And nothing is over yet. The narratives being spun by propaganda machines label any dissenting voice as dangerous. Affirming your truth is labeled as ideology. Our neighbors, people who make our communities whole, are called illegal and targeted by threats and attacks. Women are still dying because of the right to reproductive medicine. Agencies that once fed people all over the world whose efforts are now devastated by funding pulled due to racism called patriotism. Our allies across the world recoil at the stories of day after day from a country that once stood against something, and it wasn't this. While we give participation peace prizes to people who invade countries without cause. But we're still here. I hate conflict. Product of being a generally peaceful person and probably trauma, honestly. Nothing makes me less comfortable than people starting to intentionally argue with the intent of hurting each other. And sometimes that's what this is about. Like the cruelty is the point. Assaults on our street to keep us safe, protections for women that give women no voice about those protections. The destruction of so many livelihoods caused by a trade war because the tariffs were going to save us all money. The arguments never did hold. And there's a moment where you want to lash out at those starting to slowly see what a lot of us felt early on. And yet in the end, if we turn on each other, we're going to lose momentum. We're going to see that, this slow motion that is finally starting to build is going where we need it to go, even if it's taking much too long to get there. So the fight has to continue. But we have to be clear what we're fighting for, who we're fighting for, and what we're fighting against. Because we're still here. I can't speak to every conflict. I can't. I can't speak to every attack, and some of them are not mine to center. But what I believe is true is that every human on this planet has a right to the control of their own body. I believe that science and medicine should follow data and not the control of politics. I believe that no human is illegal, and that the freedom of each of us to express our culture, our gender, our love is inherently necessary for any people that want to call themselves great. So while there's a road ahead that seems entirely uphill right now, I can't stop moving forward. I can't let myself become complacent in the face of those who want to erase any group from history, because we are still here. Thank you. If you'll please join me, hymn number 170 in the gray hymnal, "We Are a Gentle, Angry People." We are gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are justice-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are justice-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. No. No. I think 4 is enough, right? And we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives.
And it's time for the extinguishing of the chalice. The flowers on the altar table this morning were donated by Barbara Gallivan in celebration of Jerry Gallivan's birthday. We extinguish the chalice as we close our time together, knowing that though this fire is no more, the fire of love and community that lives in all of our hearts together will never go cold.
In this time of cruelty against injustice and hatred, with our passion and our compassion, we embrace the truth that despite every danger we face, we are still here. Thank you, and go with love.